Toastmasters International has helped millions building confidence with public speaking. Our Learn by Doing program will give you improved communication and leadership skills, all while building confidence for your big next presentation, whether as in person or online. Lose fear, and let us help you to meet your goals. Build confidence in you. Visit Toastmasters108.org to learn more. Find and club and join.
Hello, my fellow Toastmasters. Welcome. Hello, my fellow Toastmasters. Welcome to another Facebook Live. We are thrilled to have you join us to meet our district champions. To meet our district champions. We have a special guest. We have a special guest. A very talented lady. That actually the district won the district categories for categories topics for the humorous speech contest, evaluation speech, international speech contest, We have really nice opportunity to hear their inspiring stories. But before starting, let's just present them to you. There. And yes, hello everyone, how are you? And I hope that everyone is fine. I think we have some small tweak, but it was quickly corrected. And as I mentioned, we have our 4th district champions, Anna Wasilewska, table topic champion. How are you, Anna?
Great.
Also, we have Naviin Prabhu, humorous speech champion. Naviin, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Gerardo.
Maciej Baranowski, our evaluation speech champion. Maciej.
Hello. I feel amazing.
Fantastic to hear. And John Lund, our international speech champion. John, how are you?
Living my best life, my man.
That's wonderful to hear that. And well, my fellow Toastmasters, just before starting, and I would ask you guys, because I prepared some specific dynamic, okay? I will have 2 words for each of you, and you just need to say the first word, the first thought, the first thing that comes to your mind, okay? And maybe you can let me know if I did my job or not. Perfect. So let's start with Anna. Anna.
Yes.
Style.
Style. Fashion.
Fly Emirates.
My ex-life.
Naviin, how about you? Clouds.
Clouds, mountains,
Sapiekanka.
extra sir.
And for you, Maciej, I have these 2 words. Stage.
Happiness.
Championship.
Victory.
Victory. Perfect. And John, last but not least, filmmaking.
Passion.
Wife carrying.
Sport. Let's call it sport.
Sport. Perfect. Wonderful. And I hope that I did a little bit of my job on that part. So again, we will explain the dynamic. I have 2 questions for each of you. However, I invite our audience that please send your questions in the chat if you would like to know something about them, something about their inspiring stories, something that you would like to know, okay, related to their speeches that we were having in Vilnius in our district conference, I think around 2 weeks ago, more or less, something like that. And well, actually, I hope that you all enjoy all the pictures that already were posted during last weekend. Our fantastic photographer, that she made it possible. So Dagnija, Hubert, thank you very much for that wonderful job. And then let's start. Anna, I have a first question. Let's start with you. And can you share some experience and emotions leading up the competition and winning the district tables topic champion? Emotions that you have when you win that.
Emotions. The first emotion that comes to my mind is enormous stress, because that's probably the most stressful competition, because you're absolutely unprepared. You don't know what to expect for all the... Okay, well, evaluation, yeah, kind of. But I think the table topics is like the most nerve-wracking category, and so every time I'm on stage for table topics competition, I'm absolutely stressed. But then, at the same time, it's the best category because you just don't have to prepare. So this is the category for the lazy ones. I love it. I'm quite lazy, I think, and it's my favorite category. No preparation needed. You just jump on stage and like either they will totally kill you and you're gonna die because of heart attack, or you're gonna just win the district competition. So I absolutely enjoy this category. Yeah.
Thank you very much and appreciate it for that wonderful answer. Navi, from your side, what tips, especially because engaging with humor, actually the path is very difficult, and you are the district champion for that specific category. So what insights on this winning speech that you have, what inspired your topic with the topic that you developed during your speech? What was the main inspiration? And some insights that you can share with us.
So when I started the engaging humor path, when I'm being introduced on stage, this is Naviin. He's going to try to be funny. I got absolutely zero laughters. After 1, 2, 3, after 3 levels, I got zero laughter. So I was frustrated. Then I dig deeper into what humor is and how to be funny. And the specific context behind this speech is I had a bunch of stories as a contenders for this contest, and I was bouncing ideas with my club and especially with Cyril. And I was just listing all the funny things I did. And I just said, there's one guy who's with me through all these stories. I don't know what to do with him. And then people said, make the story about him. So that's the inspiration behind this speech, actually. So all the silly things I did, but I had one person along with me all the time. So I thought, okay, this would be a very relatable content and it's a silly story. So I thought, why not share?
Thank you very much, Navin. And actually now you have a specific label, the funniest guy in the District 108.
I should put that on my resume.
And Maciej, I have for you, how did you approach evaluation contest? What criteria you were focusing while evaluating the test speaker or test speech?
That's the common problem when you are on mute during the Zoom meetings, of course. So when it comes to like evaluation contest, first of all, I'm trying to make an evaluation which is only devoted for the speech I was evaluating. Basically, I was also in the grand final last year, but my evaluation last year was pretty general. So I didn't provide a speaker with like specific examples. So what I improved this year was to make an evaluation which is only fit for the speech which was set on the stage. Okay, so I referred to the content of the speech, to the specific words being said by the speaker, by the so-called test speaker, of course, on the stage. And I was trying to bring as much value as I could. So not only like indicate the areas for development and amplification, but also to enhance the speaker, what the speaker did well, and what we all as the audience can benefit from the speech, actually. So I was trying to take a different approach, to be as specific as possible, not to overwhelm the speaker with my information, but also try to address the evaluation not only to the test speaker, but also to the audience, what we all can benefit from. So when it comes to criteria, I was looking like mostly at the structure, at the purpose, and audience awareness, and also credibility. If the speaker is authentic on the stage, if he or she shows true emotions, and is trying to share the real story with the audience.
Thank you very much, Maciej. And actually, I remember that specific word, the word of the year, mute. It was actually the word of the year in 2021. Mute, unmute yourself because you're muted. It was all
right.
Crazy all the time, every meeting. It was like that. So no problem. Now, John Lund, our international speak champion. What inspired you to choose the topic of that winning speech, and what message you were hoping to convey to the audience?
So the story I told was told through the sport of wife carrying. So that was one of my 2 words at the beginning. So maybe I should introduce that as well. So that's a real sport that I've been doing for 20 years. It's a sport in which a man carries a woman over an obstacle course, running, and the prize for the fastest team is the woman's weight in beer and, of course, a trophy. And I've been a competitive athlete for 35 years. Like I'm old, right? I've been a competitive athlete for quite a few years. Let's put it that way. And I find that occasionally I get caught up in myself, in my ego. And the sport of wife carrying, it was one of those examples of like my ego, pardon the pun, was running away. And I didn't realize it until I sustained a pretty serious injury. I ruptured my Achilles tendon. And I was forced to lay in bed for a couple of months, really. And when you're laying in bed by yourself, hopped up on painkillers, your mind goes places and you start to see the world in a different way. And maybe you start to reevaluate your own life. And I realized that my ego had gotten away with me, that it had taken me to a place where I never should have gone. And I thought about how that really strained my relationship with my wife. And I think it's just a story that anybody who has an ego and maybe a type A personality and has a drive and ambition can relate to, right? Your wife carrying was just the vehicle that told the story, but anybody who's maybe a workaholic or, very ambitious in school or some other area of their life could relate to their ego, maybe, stressing some of their personal relationships. And that was really the message I wanted to tell.
But in some way, do you think that then it can be some of the words inside, like competing and love as well, part of the story, some way?
Yeah, I like I say in the story, I'm very blessed to have the wife that I have, because I simply wouldn't be able to do the things that I'm doing in my life without having such a wonderful, loving partner. And I wanted that to come through in the story. That was really one of the core elements of the story that needed to come across in order for it to be authentic and I think interesting for the audience.
Thank you very much. I remember you are very tall, so I assume in basketball you are playing basket, by the way.
My main sport was rowing, actually.
Oh,
rowing.
Okay. Thank you very much, John. And actually, we already have some questions in the chat, so we can have mentioning, and then we continue with the ones that I have here. What we have in the chat. So it's we can see what did they learn in this process. How many truth at the start was not truth at finish line. Who would like to answer that? So let's repeat it. Is what did they learn in this process? How many truth at the start was not truth at finish line? Who would like to to answer that? Any thoughts?
I can take that.
Yes, Naviin?
So there is. I've heard this so many times when I ask people to compete, and it's not for me. It's usually trying to underplay the feeling that if you lose in a contest, you feel bad about it. And I felt the same about myself. I'm not funny enough to compete or even be on stage. The first day I came to Toastmasters, I ran away from stage. That's how scared I was. So what I thought was true, that it's not for me, it wasn't true at the end. But then it's a process of learning and changing your perspective, that anything can be learned.
Thank you very much for taking it that question, Naviin. Appreciate it. And well, you already hear it. And now the following question, because I see it and has even some kind of analogy. In photography, it is important to see. What is equally important in public speaking? Wow, guys, it's like you are very philosophical today with that question. Someone that you would like to answer? Yes,
I can take it.
Maciej?
So what is important in public speaking? First of all, it's not about the speaker. It's about the audience. So whenever we are on the stage, we are always perform for the audience, not to the audience. Especially in the evaluation contest, when I'm supposed to evaluate this test speaker and the speech and give value not only to the speaker but also to the audience. So I have to consider the needs of people watching me, to bring value into their life, to pass on some information, some suggestions, which can be universally basically applied by the audience. So whenever we are on the stage in the international speech contest, in the humorous speech, in the table topics, we always try to bring value to the people watching us, to change something in their life. So I think this is what combines all the contests we are taking part in, basically, to bring value to people watching.
Thank you very much, Maciej, for that wonderful answer. And we have a comment, Anna Wasilewska, you look great. Damian Wuszinski.
Thank you. There's some secret fan.
You already have the secret fan, exactly here. And actually, let's go for the next question for you, Anna. How did we say that, okay, improvise, impromptu speech. However, how can you prepare for such kind of competition where it's impromptu speech? Any specific technique, strategy that you could suggest to employ for future participants?
Definitely yes, and it's funny thing because I discovered it that there is a technique behind it once I became a champion of the district. So just to share a quick personal story, I joined Toastmasters 5 years ago, and even before having my icebreaker, after like 1 month of my membership in the club, they said, "Hey Anna, we have this club contest. It's table topics. You speak English. Maybe you can take part." And I was like, no way, guys, it's not for me. And then because there was no other volunteers, I kind of had to do it. And I won that club contest. And then I won the area, I won the division, and I felt like, ooh, I'm great. Actually, yeah, I'm going to be like the world champion in these table topics. But then I got to all the way through, that was still before my icebreaker. I got all the way through the district finals. And I was 9 months pregnant. At the district final in Wrocław 4 years ago. It was just 1 week before I gave birth to my daughter. So I literally rolled into stage. I was 20 kilos more. And I was pretty sure I will deliver the baby on stage. I was so stressed. And people were like, whoa, when they just saw me on stage. And I did so bad that, of course, I wasn't even on the podium. But then I thought, okay, maybe I'm not so good in this table topic. So also to refer back to the previous question, what that whole journey taught me is a lot of self-reflection and humility. That really it's ups and downs. It's like sinusoid. So I thought, okay, I'm not that great actually, because there were people much, much better than me. But then the next year I got back to all the way to the district finals in table topics. It was during the pandemic times. It was online. And I was third. I got the third place in table topics in the district finals. The year later, I was second at the table topics in the district. This year, I was first. So I was like really consistent and really I learned with my experience of being in these finals, consistently pushing on. And yeah, the strategy, I really discovered there is some strategy behind. So for you all future champions here, because I officially now step back from taking part in this contest, probably forever. Remember, like Maciej said, there has to be a value to the audience. So even though it's an improvisation, it's a table topic, there should be some message. There should be a reason why these people listening to you are wasting 2 minutes of their life listening to you. Make it important. Put a message in it. Tell a memorable story, the story that will just create a background picture for your message, because story is not that important. Story just makes the message easily memorable. So give some nice, provocative, intriguing, thought-provoking opening, tell great, memorable story, and then bombard them with a message, because even in a really funny, light story, there could be important message. And this is it, really. Follow these steps, and you're there, and you'll deliver a perfect improvised speech.
You hear her already, my future competitors for table topics. Good strategy, good technique. So thank you very much for sharing it, Anna. And actually, I can see that then it's kind of addictive being in the district.
It is. It is.
Yes. 4 years in a row.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow. Congratulations! Kudos for that.
Thanks.
Kudos for it. We have a question from AV Sue. How to overcome the fear of failure How to overcome the fear of failure? Someone would like to pick that. John?
I'll take that one. It sounds maybe counterintuitive, but failure is the path to success. And as an athlete, as a public speaker, I can't tell you how many horrible practices I've had, or races I've done, or speeches I've bombed in. And all of this builds experience. And if you're afraid to fail, and because of that, you don't put forth the effort, and you don't put yourself out there and expose yourself, I promise you, you'll never make it. Failure is simply part of the path, right? There are so many inventors, who their first 1,000 inventions were complete bombs and failures, and they lost all their money or whatever the case might be. But then eventually they invent something. Really, failure and persistence, right? It's you can fail once, you can fail twice, you can fail a third time, but just keep getting up and fighting. Be persistent.
That actually it was connected also on what you said, Anna. Persistent, and then coming, and then how you escalated. So it was amazing. Thank you for sharing. Thank you very much, John, for fantastic answer. And then we have Veronica Wasilewska. Anya goes pro, definitely. Anna, you have a lot of already to find.
Yeah, I can see. Love you guys.
So let's go with Naviin once. Then, okay. How to balance humor with delivering a meaningful message in your speech, Naviin? Is there any insight for that type of question?
That's a deep question, Gerard.
Oh.
But it's actually the biggest challenge in a Toastmasters contest, because if it's a stand-up, it's a series of one-liners. You just have to focus on one joke at a time and delivering it to perfection. And when it comes to humor being part of your speech, not a tangent, it is an added challenge. And I would say how to balance it's very subjective, depends on the speech. But one general idea I follow is find occasions where humor is possible, whether it's misdirection or a surprise. Like write a speech without the intent of being funny, and then find occasions which can be embellished for it to be made funny, but also have a context. In the sense, it doesn't make sense to make fun when the speech is too serious, or you're being more vulnerable, sharing a vulnerable part of your story, where John Lund broke his ankle. But right after that, people's mood is, let's say, quite low. That's the right occasion to make fun of yourself, establishing that you're comfortable on stage, so people are with you. And that's one way to use humor to enhance your character on stage, not just to make people laugh. So there's more added value to humor than just bringing out the laughter. So finding occasions in your speech where this is appropriate, I think that's the best way to have humor along your speech, rather than having series of jokes and just for the laughs. So having a meaningful humor, let's say.
Do you think that also is good time to that we can laugh from ourselves, Naviin?
I didn't get your question right.
Laughing at ourselves, making jokes of us is.
So okay, this is let's say, okay, I'll share a secret. Right, we start laughing before we start learning to speak or languages. Children learn to laugh before they speak, and psychologically it establishes that they feel safe. And one way to make the audience feel safe while listening to me, they don't know me, a big bearded guy who's wearing a skirt on stage, it's intimidating. And when I open my speech making fun of myself, it's an instant laughter, because okay, I'm not too serious here, I'm not here to be serious, you can laugh. And once you get this ice broken, then the next jokes land in the right place. But at least it's my philosophy that if you cannot make fun of yourself, and if it's not the first joke, it's really hard to get the humor rolling.
I forgot that word, making fun of ourselves. Making laugh. We have a comment, Naviin and Maciej, greetings from all of you guys. Over from Wrocław speakers, congrats to all Kamato Karska. So our club in Division C, actually. So greetings to our division as well. Well, our division. Yeah, yes, our division. Then we can pass with Maciej. Maciej, how has participating in evaluation contest improve your overall evaluation skills and help you in your Toastmaster journey?
It's a great question. Last year, as I told you before, I got myself into the finals, but I didn't actually know when I started my Toastmasters journey what evaluation is, to be honest. And when I learned there's a contest of evaluation, I was like, seriously? How does it look like? And then I got myself to the final, but I still was just a beginner, I got some structure, but the focus last year was shifted more to me on the stage performing to the audience rather than giving value to the speaker and the audience, of course. So what I changed actually this year was to be more oriented towards the speaker and the audience listening to me and to be as specific as possible. So I was thinking, if I'm giving a suggestion to improve, to amplify the speech, how will it help the speaker? Is it presented in a way the speaker will understand it and can implement my suggestion into his or her projects? So this is what changed, actually. I started to think about the speakers and the audience's needs more this year, and also come up with the structure which will be, I would say, optimal for the time constraints, because we have only 3 minutes and 30 seconds for evaluation. It's a very short amount of time. So how to be concise and specific and bring value in those 3 minutes. So I was trying and testing different formulas, and I came up with the one which I think worked pretty well. I was testing the formula during the different levels of the contest: club level, area level, division level, and finally the district level, and it worked. So I was like, okay, I got my system, I'm able to pass it on to the speaker and do my best to present it on the stage. But what is the most important? Be specific and show that you care about the audience and the speaker. This is the most important. Enhance the good points, praise the speaker for what he or she did well, and then give actionable suggestions which are specific, which are only to improve. Make the evaluation fit only for the speech, that we cannot copy paste it for a different speech, for a different speaker. It's only for this particular speaker. So this is basically what I learned during my journey. And when I like watching my evaluation from last year, I can see how different it was, how big was the journey I made this year to improve it. And I'm very happy I did, actually, because I think to better understand public speaking, is great to start with the evaluation, because it will really help you to become a better speaker yourself.
Thank you very much, Maciej. Maciej, we need to do a workshop later on evaluation for Division C.
Definitely.
Please consider it later on. Bruce Finlay, Mickey Lang. Hi, John, from your second Toastmaster Club home in Toronto, Canada. Bruce Finlay, Michi Liang. Yes?
Bruce, how are you? Greetings.
So you are from the two clubs, John? Tampere?
Bruce comes to our meetings quite often in Tampere, virtually.
Oh, okay.
And I go to his meetings in Canada, virtually. So
wonderful.
yeah, we're international Toastmaster buddies.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Greetings, Bruce, once again. And let's go with the third question. Anna. Any advice? Maybe you already repeated, maybe it will be redundant, but still, advice for Toastmasters that would like to improve their skills for impromptu speaking.
Advice. Yeah, I guess I already answered that question before. Before even
Just
it was asked. But really, this is a system I figured out quite recently. And this is what I missed in all these previous finals that I went to. So last year, when I was second in table topics, I focused on the message, but I missed the story. I totally missed the story. This year, I had the story and I had the message. So I think there are a couple of elements that you need to keep in mind. But the most important thing is what Maciej already mentioned, a value. So look, guys, in all of these categories of all our competitions, there and for a reason, speech value, the value to the audience, is probably the most highly scored thing on the judges' ballot. In the judges' criteria, they look at value. Never mind if it's an evaluation contest, table topics contest, or a humorous or international speech contest. There must be a value. There must be a reason why we're talking to people. So even though if it's like a great funny table topic that you just totally like you just go with the flow and it's a great topic, it's your day. If it doesn't have a value, you just wasted your audience 3 minutes of life. So think about how to make it meaningful. It's great if it's funny. Humor always helps. This would be one of my advice, that try whatever you deliver. If it's not just a humorous speech contest, but John, I remember your speech very well. It was amazing, and there was a lot of humor in there as well. There was important message. It wasn't supposed to be funny, your speech, but there was a lot of funny elements, a lot of humor. And the same with table topics. It's great, even if you have important, serious message to your audience, make it funny, make it nice, make it memorable. People love humor. People love funny things. The funny things are much, much easier remembered. So that would be my advice. Think of some really cool story, maybe something unusual, original that people will remember, and smuggle a message. Trust me, there could be a message behind the most trivial story. If I tell you a story about how I like strawberry ice creams, and like we all like different flavors of ice cream, and Maciej loves chocolate ice cream, and John loves vanilla ice cream, and I love strawberry ice cream, and Naviin probably loves pistachio ice creams. Okay, it's a really trivial cliche story, but where am I telling this? Just now think about what kind of message I might want to give to my audience. That we are all beautifully different and unique. Something like this. Really, you can find a message behind anything. This is the reason why we tell stories to children. If you have kids around you in your families, every kid's story has a message. There must be, some value at the end. And this is the only reason why we tell stories, not just for the sake of telling stories, but there must be some lesson. And the lesson could be always sort of glued to any story. So keep it in mind and improvise.
Thank you very much, Anna. Thank you very much for that advice. And by the way, what is coming for the next Toastmaster year? What you will be focusing?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I have no idea.
Still not.
I guess I would like to focus on my humor this year. This year I was also in the finals for the Humorous speech contest. And what I was just talking about, that's what I totally missed. I didn't have a message. And that's what Naviin had. Even behind funny story, humorous story, there must be important message to the audience. Naviin was telling us the story about his friend. And the message was, as far as I remember, right, importance of friendship and so on. Even behind a funny story, there could be a serious message. I had just a funny story without a message. So I guess I will work on this year.
Perfect. Thank you very much. And looking forward in Division E. Yes, right? You are in Division E.
Yeah, Division E. Yeah.
Okay, looking forward to my fellow Toastmasters. Just to slowly finishing and wrapping up. Maciej, any final thought from which club you are and final words that you would like to share with us, with the audience? How you feel after the contest?
Thank you. I feel amazing actually after the contest, because every single contest is a lesson, and it doesn't matter what place we get. We always meet new people. We exchange our experiences, and we can grow as a speaker and as a person as well. So my final thought is to just move on, to prepare for the next competitions and to make the best out of it, actually. For the next year, I'm going to concentrate on the international speech contest, for example, and to work on reporting my story, like change a little bit maybe the approach I have, to use a little bit of my evaluation and incorporate it into my future projects, to be able to not relive the story that much, but present a little bit more humor like John did, for example, in his speech on Naviin, and also to be able to tell the story like I'm telling it to my best friends, to leave us with this kind of comic relief and also authenticity. So this is what I'm going to focus on the next projects. And I wish everybody took something from this conference to build up upon for the next contests and next projects to come.
You would have the conference on you this year. It was good. Did you like it, the conference, Maciej?
This conference in Vilnius?
Yeah.
Amazing. I liked it very much. It was very well organized. So kudos to all the organizers. I could meet John, I could meet Anya, Naviin, you, of course. We could discuss, we could exchange our views. So I think it's a perfect opportunity. And of course, also Verity Prize, the world champion 2021, was also there. And it was amazing to meet such a persona and to also exchange views and get feedback. It was a great experience. So my actually message, call to action to all the Toastmasters watching is right now, is to take part in the contests. Even if it's far away in Lithuania, like for me, living in Poznań and representing club Toastmasters Poznań, I'm very proud to represent my club. Even if it was far away, I just wanted to go and I don't regret it. It was an amazing experience. So taking part in the conferences is a great opportunity at all levels. So I would definitely encourage you to do so.
Club Toastmasters Poznań. So when are your meetings? And
our meetings, actually, you are meeting at the university at Poznań School of Banking. So their meetings actually are offline, but we also make a little bit of hybrid meetings.
But which day?
Actually, today, right now.
Okay, we took you
I just skipped my club meeting to be here, but it's wonderful to meet you again. So after the interview, I'm running away to basically watch some speeches.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Maciej. Appreciate it. And also, Naviin, from your side, final thoughts, what you can share, and just to make some wrap up, also from which club you are and when are the meetings.
Okay, I'm from Wrocław Speakers, and it's in Wrocław. We meet every other Wednesday. So today we don't have a meeting, but next week we do. And well, I'm proud to represent this club. This club has been home to some really great champions. In fact, we are winning the third Humorous title in the past 4 years. So it's been it's been a great club to learn from. And in terms of advice, I just learned to be funny after struggling for 5 years, learning how to be funny. But one thing I can share is humor is as unique as a fingerprint, and there is no generalized structure. Of course, there are some techniques you can learn from stand-up comedians. There are books about it. But even when I applied all those techniques and I go on stage and I deliver it to perfection and people don't laugh, and I'm like, people laugh, I just made a joke by the books, and it doesn't work that way. You have to know your humor. In fact, when you're doing the engaging humor path, it says understanding your sense of humor. I did not know what it meant when I was doing that project, but it should feel like you're sharing a joke with a group of friends. If you don't feel that way, you're never going to bring out the laughter on stage. You miss the authenticity. So I would say just find a way to be yourself on stage. Be as Maciej mentioned, like you should feel like you're talking to a group of friends, not I'm here to deliver humor, laugh at me. No, it doesn't feel that way. And this specific switch in my head happened in 2019 in the Humorous contest, where I had a speech prepared very well, sleepless nights rehearsing it, and then I am so scared to go on stage and deliver, and was doubtful if people would ever laugh. And I delivered my first joke, and people laughed more than I planned for it, and I was losing time. Then I was like, people stop laughing. I have to continue with my speech or I'll get out of time. But that's when I realized that I'm there. I'm there to entertain them, not to win the contest. So I would say if I was focused on just winning the contest, losing would hurt more, but I was just having fun. So I would say be you and have fun. 2 things. And you will not regret losing in a contest. You will come back next year much more energetic. And eventually win. But even if you don't win, you grow every year. I think that's important.
Thank you very much, Naviin. Be you and be fun. That's thank you very much for
How
those
fun.
words. We have Renata Grenda. Congratulations to all from Toastmaster Piwa. Piotr Himko. Hey winners, great job sharing your experience. Love hearing and seeing you all. Love you. Hearts. Thank you very much, Piotr, our international region advisor. Thank you, Piotr. And Anna as well, also, just to wrap up, final thoughts also about your club, anything that you would like to share just to close the interview, the stream.
Thanks, Gerardo, for the question. I thought about it, and there is one more thing that I would advise to future contestants, and especially to very experienced Toastmasters like we are. Guys, don't think that you are too good. Have this humility, really. Very quick story from this year, our area contest. So for the 3CT, for my area. And this was the Polish speaking contest and inspirational speech contest. And I had great speech. That's what I thought. That's what other people told me after the contest. And I thought, okay, I'm here to win, right? I'm going straight to the division. And yeah, I delivered absolutely great speech. I was very proud of myself. And guess what? I was disqualified from the contest because of 1 second. I crossed the time 1 second. And this is it. That don't fall in that trap of being too confident. Overconfidence will kill you on stage. So it's great to be confident, but never think that you are too good. So that was a very painful lesson from that area contest. Yeah, I might come back with the same speech next year, but I will look at the timers, like obsessively look at the timers. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Anna. From which club are you?
Gdynia.
Gdynia, and when are the meetings?
The meetings are in the very city center of Gdynia, and
Which day?
On Thursdays. Thursdays, 7
okay.
So
7
tomorrow.
o'clock.
Tomorrow is our local meeting. If you're nearby, pop in.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Anna. So another advice and actually nice message: be humble. Thank you very much, Anna. Appreciate it for it. And John, as well, just to close up, to wrap up, final thoughts. Again, big congratulations for that international speech winning championship. Very kudos for it. And we all enjoy your speech. As they were mentioning, some mix of fun, some messages also behind. So it was a mix of everything that it was fantastic. Thank you very much, John. And please let us know also, and also your club and your when are the meetings?
Yeah, so thank you. Thank you for those kind words. I think what I've noticed over the last year in our Toastmasters Club in Tampere, Finland, is that the members who have put in the most effort also get the most out of it. And some of the transformations I've seen over the past 6-7 months have truly been remarkable. Really, at the beginning of the year, we had some members who were pretty shy getting onto stage, and they didn't necessarily know how to act. And by providing a very supporting Toastmasters environment, the transformations have been incredible. And every single person in the club, including myself, has failed on stage. And it's a beautiful thing to watch everybody else in the room come together to support them so that they don't feel like they failed. Instead, they learned from that experience. There was one time in a club meeting, I bombed so bad, but it was also a wonderful experience because I got honest feedback from the other members about why I bombed, and I never made those mistakes again. And this week, I'm actually in Rotterdam. I'm currently in a hotel. I'm on 2 different speaking panels this week at a conference. And the skills that I've learned in Toastmasters over the last year are directly applicable to my day-to-day job and what I'm doing right now in the Netherlands. And Toastmasters is just such a wonderful organization. I can't say enough good things about it. And anybody in Finland who'd like to join, every second Thursday, we're meeting in Tampere. And we also have a virtual link as well. With the Finnish holiday season, everything is kind of closed down until August. But starting again in August, every second Thursday, please join us in Tampere, Finland.
By the way, John, so is the first time you were participating in a district contest?
Yeah, I only joined Toastmasters last September. Yes.
Whoa, last September.
I've been a member for less than a year. Yeah.
Okay, and how was the story that how you arrived to Tampere, Toastmaster?
After I ruptured my Achilles tendon last year, I had a lot of free time on my hands, and I started researching just an interest of mine, which is political speeches. And I was researching Barack Obama and some of the political speeches he gave over his career, and I was just fascinated by them. I was sharing this information with a friend of mine in Finland, and she said, "You should join Toastmasters." And tell me more. And she's like, "Oh, it's this public speaking group, and they'll help you with your speech writing skills." And then we looked into it, and sure enough, there was a club right here in Tampere where I'm living. So I reached out to them, and I joined, and it was love at first meeting.
Perfect. Thank you very much. And I can see here in the comics, Jon, actually from Tampere Toastmaster, he's our president. So you are the club president of Tampere.
I'm also the club president, yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, perfect. Amazing to see him rehearsing and going all the way to District 108 contest. Well, fantastic for that. And once again, thank you very much. I see that actually Cyril Jr. Dim is also in the chat. Cyril, greetings, our current international champion. And well, my fellow Toastmasters, thank you very much for watching us. I hope that you enjoy this conversation with them, their stories, their answers, as well, their advices and tips that we have today. I think very worth it to hear them. The interview will be available also in Facebook, in YouTube also later on. So wait for it. If you were not today watching us, you will be. It will be available for you in our social media platforms. So, my fellow Toastmasters, District 108 is inviting you, and please join Toastmaster, where leaders are made. District 108 strong together. Bruce, thank you very much. I remember John Guest visit Tampere, so please for him. And bye-bye. Guys, if you can just wait me for 2 minutes after this, and just to have some quick chat. Thank you very much, everyone, and bye-bye.
Bye.
Toastmasters International has helped millions building confidence with public speaking. Our Learn by Doing program will give you improved communication and leadership skills, all while building confidence for your big next presentation, whether as in person or online. Lose fear, and let us help you to meet your goals. Build confidence in you. Visit Toastmasters108.org to learn more. Find and club and join.
Are we alone now?
One moment.